You're watching the Unlocked Door podcast with Marcus Wolfka. Hello, everybody. Today's episode is going to be. I was sitting here for a good 30 minutes trying to think of what to make this about. And then it dawned on me. I've been listening to music since I was on the bus getting home from work, and then I immediately sat here, started thinking. And this episode is going to be about family. Because I just feel it's one of the things that I'm trying to find the right words to say. But family runs deeper than blood. Blood isn't always family. For instance, I have family that are closer to me that I depend more on than most of my family nowadays isn't blood, to be honest. I have two brothers in New Brunswick. I have a brother in New Glasgow. Another one in Halifax. I have someone who I consider a dad in New Glasgow as well. And I have a mother and a father in New Brunswick. Family doesn't always end with blood. Sometimes you pull the people who make you feel right. And when you can find the people who are drawn to you for who you are and not what you can give them or what you can get from them, you find who you're meant to be around. And that's hard for a lot of people because so many people are drawn to them for the wrong reasons, for what they can get out of you. Because people will walk over a lot of others just because they can. I'm fortunate enough that I found that family that they don't do that. They don't. They look out for me. I remember one time, the mother and father figure of mine, I was not feeling right. And I didn't have any ibuprofen or anything like that. My head was hurting. I believe I was throwing up. I can't remember the full account. But this was like in very early in the morning or very, very late at night. They were like asleep and I messaged them. I didn't expect them to get it or to stop by my house. But they immediately, I remember hearing the story of what happened on the other side of that. So for lack of better words, they're going to be mom and dad. So mom, she woke dad up, said, "We gotta go. One of our kids he needs us right now. We need to go." And she got him up, and they both left to go to my place to give me a bunch of these things that I didn't have. And thinking back on that now, like I've thought back on it before, but thinking back on it now, just it makes me. My eyes are a little watery because I was not used to things like that growing up. I was used to fending for myself, not having anyone fend for me. It was very tough growing up because I learned to cook from the age of 5 or else I didn't eat. I learned how to cook, clean, do laundry, all the things that I shouldn't have been really doing at my age. Maybe like learning here and there, but I learned by myself all these things. So to have somebody that I actually can depend on that, puts everything down or actually cares about my well-being like that, it meant a lot. And for the father and the brother in New Glasgow right now, I remember I was living with them for a while, actually. I think that was just after the YouTube channel got started. It had been like a year, I think. It was a year or two after. It was a year after the channel had gotten started. I started living with them in December, so it was only a few months. So it's the one where you see like a dark, dark blue background in the videos. I started living with them there, and I felt happier there. I had my own space. I didn't have my own bed really, but I was living in their basement, so I had like a couch I was sleeping on. And that was completely fine. I'm accustomed to sleeping on couches because I love futons, but also like they my friend, I didn't even ask them to live with them. It was my friend, my brother Justice. I just mentioned his name. I was trying to leave names out, but it's gonna happen. I don't care. I'm gonna use names. Forget. My brother Justice, he asked his dad if it would be okay if I lived with him. And then after a little bit, the second time that I came over, I believe, he said they like brought me together into his dad's room and said, "Look, do you want to live here? Like I've already cleared it with my dad and everything. You're fine. You can live here with us." And again, that was a point where my heart just like I didn't know how to react to it properly. And it's probably the happiest place that I lived, if I'm being completely honest. I do miss living with them because I don't know, I felt like I was my own person living there, but at the same time, I felt secure. I felt actually loved. And again, it's something I'm not really used to. Living with my adoptive dad, it wasn't bad, but I just felt a little off because of my past. However, it's still something that like I get used to. I'm getting used to over time. But it comes to show that the right people drawn to you that aren't looking for what you can give them are really the best people that you can have in your life. And when you do find those people, like I've mentioned before, you're aiming down a really nice path in life. Like I remember I messaged my brother Justice. I do have new monitors right now. The reason for that is one being I did punch one of my monitors because I'm very very unhappy where I live right now. And everything started building up and building up and building up and building up to the point where the internet just crashed a lot. It always crashes. But the internet crashed and it got me so bad that day that I snapped and my fist hit the screen. I'm not going to hit these screens because I love them too much. I was planning on getting new screens anyway from those ones, but I hit the screen so bad that I cracked the glass enough that it popped through the little plastic that's on the screen. And I messaged him and I said, "Dude, I just broke my monitor. I snapped and I punched my monitor." And rather than him saying something like, "Dude, why would you do something like this? Like you shouldn't be doing shit like this," and just like egging me, he said, "Dude, it happens sometimes. Like, are you okay?" He was being more of that person that was just like, "Hey, dude, it's fine. These things happen." And I really appreciate that because my mood could have gotten a little more worse if he would have done that. I wouldn't have said anything to him about it, but my mood would have definitely have gotten a little worse and I would have felt more angry at myself. I still did. I felt angry at myself, but it wasn't that bad. I'm not prone to punching things. I might take my controller and just like not hit it on things unless it's like underneath my table and I'm like madly like lifting it and I slam it on the desk, which happens a lot. However, like I will take my controller and I'll throw it at my bed mattress or my pillow because it's something soft and I know it won't break the controller. Because I'm just like I'm done and I throw the controller. And then I'll take a break and I'll be fine a little bit later, but like I need something that will help me with the anger that I have for myself. And it's a process, and I'm lucky that I have the family that understands me a little bit. Not everyone really fully understands me because I'll go on these hiatuses from messaging people, and luckily my family and friends, my family, they understand that I do these things, but I told them, they told me that next time I do something like that, just at least warn them, tell us you need time and stuff like that, because I just took a good break from everything. That timer says 5 minutes, but I accidentally hit enter on my keyboard, which turned the recording off, and I had to press it again. So I don't know how long I've been recording. I'll record for another 10 minutes, probably. However, they've begun to understand that I work like that. I just need a break from society and everything when I get in these moods. I've been getting a lot better because I've gotten a job, full-time job, Monday to Friday, 9 to 6. And surprisingly, even with this full-time job, like working these long hours, I still have enough motivation and enough energy when I get home to do recordings, and I love it. Lately, some of my videos have been getting a little more audience or more views lately, and I'm happy about that. I wish more people would start subscribing and watching a little bit longer. That way, we can get this channel moving a little more forward to reach more people, because that's what I want. I want to be able to help people. If I can help people, that would be so great. Like that, it's the reason why I started the channel. I started it to help people. That is my main goal. And like I've said before, if I can make this a career, that would be great. Because then I can make a living and still help people and devote my full entire time to this. The podcast is going to keep going until eventually, at some point in my life, I'm going to call quits on YouTube and I say goodbye to it. But when that happens, I don't know. Hell, Markiplier, Jack, Wade, Bob, they're still going. They are still going. We don't know when they're going to call quits. And that's how I feel. I don't know when I'm going to call quits. It's going to be a long time off. Because I take so much joy from this. This is something that's just amazing. The basic premise of the video is family. And I am lucky enough that my family support me. Like, I don't hound them like, hey, watch my videos and stuff like that. I never do that. I never do that to them because I don't want to force them to watch this. If some of them do watch it, thank you. Thank you. I very much appreciate you for watching this. However, like, I will tell people, like, I'll mention things that I do in videos on, like, where I do gameplay or something that I do for the podcast, because I'm excited about it. I'm happy about this. I'm very happy, and I'm proud of myself. I'm really feeling proud of myself lately when it comes to the YouTube career that I'm trying to do, and it's starting to show with them. They've noticed. I'm really happy about this, and I feel like they take joy from me taking joy. Like they have seen me at my worst, so I feel like they deserve to see me when I'm at my best. I haven't made it there yet, but honestly, if it wasn't for the family I've made, this channel probably wouldn't be a thing. Or it would have died really, really early because I wouldn't be around. And I know that that's kind of a dark note, but sometimes these things need to be said to stress certain points. I don't know what point I'm trying to stress when I said that, but I guess it's the fact that, like, the right family, it's just nurturing to your soul, your heart, and your mind. It's nurturing to your well-being, your mental health. Like, my mental health's not perfect. Of course it's not. But I thank each and every single one of them. I know I don't message you all that often. I'm trying to get better at it. I've video called you, some of you. I game with one of you almost a very lot. But you do go to school. That's fine. I've wanted you to focus on school. And I try to message you guys a little bit more and more and more without trying to be annoying. That's a big thing. I feel like I can get annoying when I message people, so I kind of like give it a day or some or more, and I give breaks in between. And when I give those breaks, I feel like I'm also staying too far away, and they're like, oh, maybe they don't think I care about them, and these things start running through my mind. So I'm trying to get better at just like, hey, how's your day going? What have you been up to? And just messaging you, because it's something I do struggle with. I want to message people. I love having conversations via text or video call. I get awkward. I feel like I get awkward a little bit. I don't know. I'm getting better with it. It's not like YouTube. YouTube, I'm just talking to a camera and I'm just going and going and going and rambling on, which still, it's mind-boggling how I can just go on a tangent sometimes and just keep talking and talking and talking with barely any breaks in between. It's very unusual for me because I'm the person that, here's an example. When I'm in the car on on this job, because we drive a truck because we deliver pool tables. I'm very quiet a lot of time. I might have a comment here and there. That's about it. But I'm very, very quiet. I keep to myself. I'm in my head a lot. So I guess it kind of built up, and then maybe I splurge my whole mindset that might have built up during recordings. I know I have been getting a lot better with like the gameplay. I've begun to talk a little bit more. I do get quiet every now and then still, but that's a normal human reaction. We get quiet over time because we start thinking too hard. And again, it's something I definitely got to get used to. But I'm very happy and thankful for the family that I've made. And like I've said, family isn't blood. Family is who you make it to be. So, whether you've found your family or not, just know that you can attract the right people to you. And I believe you can, and you will. I did, and I didn't think I would. So, to my family who do watch this, I love you all. And of course, I love each and every single one of you who take the time to watch the videos who I don't know. And I hope what I have to say does help you at some way or another. And I appreciate you guys taking the time. And I hope you enjoy every tiny moment that you get in life. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Unlocked Door podcast.